So here is Bodie. He is a 10-year-old thoroughbred gelding owned by my dad, and he is sired by Americane, and I have him in the novice division. Now, Bodie has competed up to the advanced level, but had kind of started getting some confidence issues, so he's in my program to see if we can make him happy at the upper levels again. So kind of the beginning of what I do with the horses is I drop them all the way back down and kind of just start back over. And you see Bodie is a lovely mover. He is very soft, and just working on that relaxation I think is really the key with these guys, especially once they've done the upper levels, making it all very simple. Sometimes that can be hard once they know the game, but I'm really happy with how he's feeling. I'm really working on getting him to come up and out into the contact, and because he's a very sensitive guy, so making sure he doesn't fall behind the vertical or get too low. Gave me a really nice transition there. Making sure I get the bend in the rib cage. But I do think it's important that even though horses have gone at upper levels, I think it's really nice to take them back down and do some of the lower levels. That's why we have certain class divisions called open. So like this is the open novice, so a horse or rider at any level can compete in this class. And it can just be really good to not always have to do the hard stuff. Make it pretty easy for them. I always say kind of for the sensitive types like Bodie, he's got to be his own superhero in his movie. So that's kind of like my goal. He always has to feel like he's the hero. And so really, again, happy here in this test. Coming across the diagonal. Again, working on that hind leg coming up and under and allowing his carriage to come up and out through his neck with a nice transition into canter. And then coming down the long side here. Working my way into the walk transition. Had to do a little bit of a harder half halt. And then coming into our free walk again. Working on him to get even further down and out. He does have a lovely overstep. And he has wonderful gaits as well. He's a very, very nice mover. So he can score very good in the dressage. Again, it's about me and him building our partnership now. So coming down that final center line, making sure I'm nice and straight into the trot transition, and coming into our final halt. So really happy with that test. We ended up scoring a 24.4 and putting us in the top 3. So now heading into the show jump. And again, it's about having this guy have really good confidence in himself and having everything feel super easy for him. So, and also learning and getting to know how he is in a show atmosphere. Coming around to the first fence. He's pretty good, and my goal for him in this show jump is to have almost like a nice, really good hunter round. I want him to relax and stretch his head down and out. He can get want to be a little bit on the quick side. He is very fast. He has a very quick turn a foot. But he's making some really nice shapes and keeping the relaxation, which is my goal. Making sure that I stay very quiet and letting him have his neck and his head, and trying to stay very soft with my hands are also all the things that are going through my mind. I'm just going to do a little half halt here, support with my outside leg and rein as I come through the turn. He lost a little bit of balance there, like he got a little crooked, which is why the change wasn't clean, but then just coming to the final double here. And he wants to be a very careful horse, so it's just letting him have that time. So we had that nice clean round, and I had the same thought for cross country. I wanted to have nice and slow, let him just have a nice jolly round around the cross country. So again, just building up the confidence with him. And he did all three phrases in a really, really soft rubber snaffle called a truss bit. So especially with the types that can be a little sensitive and sometimes can hide from your hand a little bit, I like them to kind of want to go into my hand. So that is the bit that I found so far that's working pretty well for him. Again, my goal is to have him have his neck out, and when I can come to the fence, I kind of loop the rein a little bit and let him sort it out on his own. I'm just there for the support. I mean, technically, he is educated, he is done advanced, but sometimes you have to go back and, especially when it's a new partnership. So in building them back up with me, I'm going to ride him a little different. He's very good over the ditch. And that was pretty good. To a little bit of a longer spot. And after that, he kind of went, "Wee, yeah, let's go for a gallop." And I had to be like, "Yeah, so we're not doing that today. We're just slowly going around for a lope around the countryside." And, I thought this would be a great video for you guys to see kind of where we're starting out with this guy and building him back up. He reminds me a lot of Fifi kind of in the beginning. It really has to be his idea, and he's got to feel pretty relaxed, and that's the whole point. We want our horses nice and happy to do the job. And he's feeling very good, very confident, and he's taking me to the jumps. Coming to the water now. I'm going to come in and I'm going to ride. Probably my least favorite jumps, even at the novice level, are banks out of water. But we got in a very nice shot to it. You want to get as close to the bank as possible. You don't want to be going too fast in the water or catch a long spot to the bank. And again, catching things nicely out of stride. And throughout the ride, he was very good. On the side video, it looks like we're just staying a constant speed. But as we were going, he kept kind of asking, "Okay, can I go faster now? Okay, we're supposed to go faster here. Okay." And it was interesting just to be like, "So no, we're just going to canter." And I even had in mind if I felt like he was getting a little too balled up to just let him trot. So But he stayed kind of with me and in the pace that I wanted. Coming around, we had a little different bank complex. There was actually a fair amount of people that got technically eliminated because they were pretty clever where they put the novice side bank. So we had to come around and aim this way, which you can't really see. But again, I wanted him to do it nice and slow. And just having everything super easy. And coming down to the last couple of jumps, we're heading towards the tricaner, little baby tricaner here. He jumped that really well. And then this is where you just kind of see my head a little bit. He wanted to really pick up speed there, and I had to be like, so no, we're just still cantering. And then we're coming to the last fence. So we ended up winning the class, and I thought it was a good start to our journey as a partnership.